Picture this. It's 1983. Kingston studios are running hot. UK sound systems are shaking community halls, and New York is tuning in after midnight. But while a few big tunes took the spotlight, a whole wave of reggae gems slipped past the headlines. Songs with killer riddims, bold ideas, and voices that should have owned the year. Tonight we fix that. This is a no-filler countdown of 15 forgotten 1983 cuts that deserved far more love. We're talking taxi label minimalism, volcano heat, Bristol roots urgency, and Sing J storytelling that still sounds fresh. Not the overplayed anthems. You'll hear the sleepers, the side B brilliance, the records that moved dances but never made the best of lists. Here's the deal. For each track, you'll get the hook that grabs you, the quick backstory, and why it was overlooked. Timing, label politics, radio blind spots, or just being too far ahead of its moment. By the end, you'll have a new playlist and a new respect for what 1983 was really cooking. Before we drop number 15, tell me in the comments, what's the one 83 reggae tune you still can't believe people slept on? Stick around. There's a stone cold number 1 here that might rewrite your memory of the year. Let's run it. Turn the dial and you can feel it. Pure forward motion. Water Pumping is Johnny Osborne gliding over a high-energy jammy groove, like a surfer who already knows where the next wave will break. His voice is warm but alert, the phrasing crisp, the ad-libs just enough. It's not a hype record, it's a confident one. The bass and drums drive straight ahead, and Johnny never fights the track. He rides it with ease, opening space for the rhythm to breathe. That's the secret. The song sounds big without shouting. So why did it slip under too many radars? Timing and competition. 1983 was crowded with new sounds. Digital edges sharpening, UK roots deepening, dancehall shifting gears. Water Pumping lived in the middle of those currents. Classic vocal poise with a modern engine. It moved dances, but it didn't always make the year-end lists because it wasn't built on shock value. It was built on craft. Listen for the way Osborne locks the chorus to the beat. No wasted syllables, no drift. This is a master who trusts his timing. If you grew up on his earlier anthems, this one shows the same control, just tuned for a faster lane. When you hear this, do you picture a stage show, a sound system session, or a long night drive? And be honest, did you expect a tune this sleek to come from 1983? That's part of its magic. It sounds modern every time you play it.
All right, C-Trends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. But check it, a massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this C-Trends family together. Your support is everything.
Close your eyes. A packed dance, sweat in the air, the sound system pushing heavy and clear. Frankie Paul steps up, and the melody rises like a flare. Worries in the Dance is a Sing J clinic. Soulful tone up top, rhythmic talk sing below, floating over a volcano groove that keeps the floor at a slow boil. Frankie doesn't hurry. He leans into the pockets, teasing the chorus, letting the bass line do some of the talking. Every line feels like a wink to the crowd. We're going to be fine tonight. This record didn't just entertain, it set a standard for balance, melodic sweetness with street-level timing. If it didn't get the love it deserved, it's because history can flatten a busy era into a few headliners. But when you listen again, you hear how complete the performance is. No one is trying to out-sing the rhythm or out-muscle the drums. It's all glide and presence.
And swing around at the corner. Say worries in the dance.
Pay attention to the call and response feel in the hook. Frankie sings like he's aiming at the back of the room, and the rhythm answers from the front. That's dancehall done right.
Take a little data. And swing around the corner.
If you had to pick one thing that makes this tune replayable, is it the vocal tone, the bass line, or the way the lyrics paint the crowd? Drop your answer and tell us the first venue or radio show where you heard it. For some of you, this is the sound of a whole era in one song.
No present confrontation of our mind.
Here's the truth. Even great bands have songs that hide in their own shadow. What Is Life is Black Uhuru's Sleeper, an anthem with an eerie pulse, built from tension, texture, and question marks. The groove moves like a slow engine, the guitars flicker, and the vocals feel both near and far, like someone calling from the edge of a storm. You can hear the discipline, nothing extra, nothing wasted. It's the sound of a group at full power choosing atmosphere over fireworks. Why did it fly under? Because Black Uhuru had monster titles around it. When a band drops landmarks, the quieter masterpieces get less oxygen. But play What Is Life loud and notice what happens. The room changes. The beat is heavy but not clumsy. The arrangement is sparse but not empty. And the harmonies carry a question that never fully resolves. That tension is the hook. It doesn't beg for your attention. It earns it. Listen for the drum architecture. Every kick and rim feels intentional, and the way the lead vocal sits inside the mix instead of on top of it. That decision pulls you inward. It's a think piece you can dance to. When a reggae tune asks a big question in the title, do you expect a sermon or a mood? This one chooses mood, and that's why it lasts. If you ever needed proof that restraint can be powerful, this is the cut to play.
Don't you dare stare. Wanna hear this?
Minimal, hypnotic, cool. Eek-A-Mouse steps to the mic like a man who won't be rushed, and suddenly the whole room is listening closer. Trouble You or Trouble Me is built on the beauty of less, a lean rhythm, a centered bass line, and a vocal that refuses to shout. Kamoze doesn't crowd the track, he shapes it. He leaves air in the line so the groove can pulse between the words. The effect is addictive. You replay it because the spaces feel as important as the notes. This tune was ahead of the curve. When much of the scene still prized density, busy arrangements, towering choruses, Kamoze explored reduction. He sounded like the future by doing only what the song needed. That can be easy to miss when the loudest records dominate playlists. But give this one a proper listen and you'll hear a blueprint. Economy, confidence, and a tone that says, I know exactly where the beat is. Focus on the phrasing, how he stretches certain syllables just long enough to bend time without breaking it. That's mastery. And hear how the bass and drum relationship never panics. It's steady, unbothered, and quietly tough. In your collection, which songs hook you because of what they don't do? The tracks that resist the big drop, the big ad-lib, the big everything? Put this alongside them. Trouble You or Trouble Me shows how less can move the whole dance. Only Eek-A-Mouse could make a song this playful feel this sharp. Underrate is a wry social jab wrapped in sing-song swagger, half cautionary tale, half catchy chant. The beat is a clean stepper with space for character, and Mouse fills that space with a voice that can turn from a cartoon smile to a raised eyebrow in a single bar. He's funny, yes, but he's also pointed. He's talking about image, bodies, and the cost of chasing trends, without ever sounding like a lecture. If you slept on this one, It might be because Eek's bigger singles cast a long shadow. But Underrate is a perfect example of why he mattered. He used persona as a delivery system for truth. He made serious points move because he refused to be self-important. That's harder than it looks. The melody sticks, the verses glide, and the message lands softly but clearly, like a friend pulling you aside at a party and saying, "Easy now." Listen for the way he plays with pitch and timing. Tiny slides up and down that turn simple lines into hooks. That's Eek's secret weapon, micro-melodies. And check how the rhythm section never rushes to keep up with the jokes. It stays grounded, which keeps the song from drifting into novelty. What other reggae songs deliver a tough message with a light touch? Put your best examples below, and tell us if Underrate felt different hearing it now versus back then. The first thing you notice is the calm. In a few decades, when a lot of DJs were sprinting for attention, Charlie Chaplin strolls in and holds the room without raising his voice. Que Dem is all measured confidence, one of those 83-era cuts where the rhythm is clean and the message is even cleaner. Chaplin's general persona isn't about shouting down enemies. It's about star power that doesn't need to shout at all. He glides across the beat with hushed-tone reasonings, flipping gossip and jealousy into a teachable moment. Keep your head, mind your lane, let the work speak. Listen for how he sits right behind the drum pattern, turning pauses into punctuation. The bass line is steady, the guitar chops are tidy, and he threads them like a needle. Never off, never rushed. That restraint is the hook. You leave the track feeling like you've just had a private conversation in a noisy dance. When a DJ brings calm instead of chaos, does it hit you harder? Which other low-voice masters belong next to Chaplin on your playlist? Toyin is a storyteller who paints the street with just a few lines. Creamy Corner feels like standing on a Kingston sidewalk, watching the evening fill up with faces, bargains, rumors, jokes. The rhythm is a proper stepper, unfussy, forward, and Toyin lays across it with a talk sing that sounds casual until you catch the craft. He's not trying to bulldoze the beat. He's treating it like a moving sidewalk, matching stride for stride, dropping details as you pass. What makes it special is the temperature, warm enough to smile, cool enough to think. You hear how the chorus sneaks up on you, how the verses slip from banter into observation. It's social reporting without the lecture, dancehall journalism. Replay it and note the spacing between phrases. Those tiny gaps let the bass line breathe and the scene come into focus. Which DJ do you rate as the best street reporter? The one who can make you see a corner you've never stood on? A soothing voice in a restless year. Settle Down Girl is Palma doing what he does best. A honeyed melody over a late roots groove that still carries the muscle of the dance. It's gentle without being soft, romantic without drifting into fluff. The drums keep a confident march, the bass line walks tall, and Palma floats above them with phrasing that makes every chorus feel like an arm around the shoulder. Breathe, take your time, love can be steady. What's underrated here is the balance. The arrangement leaves air around the vocal, little guitar flicks, a keyboard phrase that peeks in and out. So when Palma leans on a word, it rings. The tune bridges eras, roots warmth on a track that nods toward the cleaner lines of the emerging digital age. If you were around a sound system when this played, you remember the way couples shifted closer without being told. Which lover's leaning tune from '83 still gets an instant forward from you, and why this one over the bigger chart titles.
Money, 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 money,
Everybody make it.
Barrington arrives like a shadow crossing the floor. Cool, self-possessed, unhurried. Money Move doesn't sprint, it stalks. Mid-tempo, moody, and dead sure of itself, the tune is a masterclass in using space.
No money, Lord, your rent can't pay. Without no money, so make a move, make a move, make a.
Levy's vibrato skims the top of the rhythm. Then he drops into these clipped phrases that feel like a side-eye at the madness around him. It's not a get-rich anthem, it's a code. Keep it tight, keep it real. Don't let the paper chase run your soul.
Can't run without no money. The baby can't go to bed with a hungry belly.
Underneath, the bass and drums act like one instrument. Lockstep, pressure without bluster, while tiny guitar stabs mark the bar lines like streetlights on a long road. Levy glides between them, sometimes almost whispering, sometimes opening the tone just enough to lift the hook.
Money, your light bills can't pay. Without no money, and your rents can't pay. Without.
That push-pull is addictive. Barrington's catalog is deep. Where does Money Move sit for you? Top-tier sleeper or secret weapon you only play for the heads?
Please send a sexy girl for me to drill. Don't send me one who takes.
Josie Wales doesn't ask for your attention. He takes it. It Have Fi Bun is the outlaw in sermon mode. Rough grain in the voice, big truths in the lines, all delivered with that fearless timing only Josie has.
Makes going go clean up the machine gun. So me not the dance one come run rasta.
The beat steps like a soldier, and the bass line keeps its chin up. Over it, Josie fires off phrases that feel half judgment, half prayer, as if he's putting wrongdoers on notice and blessing the righteous in the same breath.
Easy, easy. I say Rasta if you will. Please send a sexy girl.
What elevates the cut is the control. Even when the lyrics get fiery, he never sprints. He rides the pocket, lets the rhythm carry the weight, and lands each bar like a gavel.
You feel? Coffee board.
You can hear the room react, little shouts, the kind of energy that says, yes man, talk it. It's moral clarity without losing the dance. Who else could preach like this and still keep the floor moving? Who's in your personal Mount Rushmore of gravel tone DJs?
Hey, rockin' to the beat. Alright.
Close your eyes and you can feel summertime concrete under your feet. This is Wacky's Bronx warmth, tape-saturated bass, spring reverb, that slightly hazy glow, meeting Sugar Minot's youth promotion spirit. Jamming in the street sounds like a block party where the sound system rolls up at dusk and the neighborhood turns into a family.
Alright. Rock with it, rocky,
Sugar keeps it easy, gentle, confident, welcoming. Then John Wayne steps in with a playful DJ swing that lifts the whole thing without breaking the spell. Nothing is rushed. The bass line does the heavy lifting, the guitars flicker like streetlights, and the vocals invite you closer.
jamming in the street. Alright.
Why did it get overlooked? Because it lives in the pocket, not the spotlight. It's community music, built for real people in real spaces, so it didn't always travel to radio or chart columns. But put it on now and listen to how it breathes. Before the world knew his biggest anthems, Half Pint had this sparkle you could spot from a mile away. Money Man Skank is that early, bouncy, star-in-the-making energy, light on its feet, catchy without trying, and full of little melodic turns that make you grin. The drums keep a steady skip, the bass hums like a friendly engine, and Pint's voice floats, with that youthful clarity that makes even a simple line feel special. He doesn't oversing. He lets the rhythm carry him and drops hooks like stepping stones across the beat. If it missed wider love, blame the year's noise. 1983 was a crowded crossroads, and subtle charm often lost to bigger, louder records. But listen again. The chorus lands soft and sticks hard. The verses slide by with effortless timing, and you're left wanting one more rewind. It's the sound of a lane being carved in real time. What's your favorite early Half Pint moment? And do you hear the seeds of the later classics growing inside this tune? Not all roots is slow and solemn. Bristol's Black Roots brought urgency, tight drums, steady bass, and harmonies that move like a discussion with purpose. Juvenile Delinquent is social commentary set to a runner's stride, clear-eyed about street reality, careful with blame, focused on what shapes young lives and how communities respond. But this cut wears time well because it's built on empathy, not easy answers. It gives you a chorus to hold on to and verses that look you in the eye. Which British roots songs from the early 80s hit you the hardest? And where does Juvenile Delinquent rank when you stack Bristol against London?
Walk in darkness. Walk in dark.
Here is steadfastness. No flash, no gimmicks, just a grounded rhythm and a message you can't ignore. Poor and Needy moves at a purposeful march. The bass anchors the floor, the drums place every footstep, and the vocals arrive like a calm, steady voice in a storm. Misty and Roots don't shout, they stand. The power comes from repetition, from the weight of simple truths said clearly. You feel the community behind the microphone, the sense that this isn't a performance so much as a commitment. It didn't chase charts because it wasn't designed to. It's a spine for a movement. Food bank lines, small venues, local stations, people looking out for one another. Play it today and it still works because the arrangement respects the words and the words respect the listener. When a tune chooses message over flash, does it make you lean in or tune out? And which Misty and Roots track would you hand to a friend as the first listen?
All right, C-Trends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. What? Check it. A massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this C-Trends family together. Your support is everything.
At number 1, we end with Gravity. Bad to Worst, from the fittest of the fittest, is Spears' chant as warning flare, haunting horns, patient drums, and a vocal that feels carved from wood. The song doesn't sprint, it circles, tight and deliberate, until the room itself seems to vibrate with the phrase, bad to worst. Spears' gift is to make time slow down so the message can land.
Why can't you?
You don't just hear the beat, you carry it with you. The horns are mournful but strong, the percussion whispers like distant thunder, and the bass plants its feet in the earth. Why was this one underloved? Because Spears' catalog is deep with giants, and this cut is a shadow walker, less immediate than the most famous anthems, more meditative, more insistent over time. But if you give it space, it opens like a dark flower at dusk. It's history and prophecy in the same breath, a reminder that decline creeps, and that awareness itself is a kind of armor. When Spear goes into chant mode, which track chills you the most? And does Bad to Worst join your top tier after a proper loud listen?